Hey Capricorn, how are you? My name is Danielle. Welcome to Moonlight Intuition. This is going to be a general reading for you. And if there are messages that resonate with you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment if you want. And also if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, all the info for that will be in the description box below. And let's see what we got. I mean, holy shit, we just had that eclipse. How is everyone doing? I thought it was wild. I was like, almost like by happenstance outside. You would think I would have made this like whole ritual plan, but I didn't. And the darkness in the middle of the day and then it like being light again. And then I was like, yeah, I have like a whole other like half of the day yet to do. It was very like, and I guess animals are very reactive to the eclipse. And anyway, today I said to someone, I was like, I feel like everything is very blank slate. Like things feel like weird, but not necessarily in a bad way. It's like everything was just like reset. And it just feels almost like, oh, like we're in like volume 2 now of our lives. It's like, okay. Anyway, let's see what we got. I feel like this is just super Capricorn-y. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands reversed. And we have the 5 of Swords reversed. Okay, first of all, Capricorn, of course, always with you, it's like, I feel like a theme of like the past. And how the past is like holding you back from just kind of like jumping forward or like making choices that are different. But also, let me say, I feel like a lot of you are changing and you're like aware. And maybe this is actually less maybe this is like less like stuck in the past, but more, some of you are actually walking away from it. And I'm sure some of you are like, oh yeah, but it's like, you have to give yourself more credit, Capricorn. Usually when you actually pay attention, if you want to be practical about it, get a pen and paper and think to your behaviors and your actions lately and how you've been feeling. Even if you've been tripped up, how long did it last versus, 5 years ago or like blah, 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 blah. Because this card really is about walking away from kind of painful emotions, right? But also this is like really a balance of light and shadow, because here we have like, well, I mean, come on, we basically have a fucking eclipse on the card. There's like a moon and the sun here. I mean, you can't make this shit up. So, I mean, and also too, okay, the eclipse, I was like, how badass is it that the moon just covers the sun, and like the moon rules our subconscious, our emotions, and the sun is kind of like our persona, how we show up in the world, and how it's like the subconscious just covered our like personality, even our usual patterns, our BS, our blah, blah, blah. It's so wild to me. So it's like this opportunity to be like, oh, to really see how it's like almost like our personality sometimes is like a defense mechanism to protect us from our subconscious. Do you know what I mean? But maybe our subconscious is like, well, it's not all of who we are, but it's equally as important, right? The light and the shadow. This is like Carl Jung stuff in psychology. It's not even just like woo-woo tarot stuff. So this card, I feel like some of you are like sensing that. I think actually, yeah, it's less like, oh, Capricorn, always stuck in the past. And maybe some of you still are, and that's okay. And I think maybe some of you always will be. It's like we all have our thing. Like, I don't think anything's like, I'm healed now. No, we're on a healing journey. And it gets easier and better, and we evolve and we change. But the cycle, then we uncover all our shit. You're like, oh, the fuck, there's another bad apple in there of my life. But this, I think some of you are aware of like, oh, okay, like maybe you're seeing the past as equally as important now to you rather than this thing that's like, is you, right? So, and there's something I love that this person is also walking towards the mountains, and that's like big cat daddy energy, mountain goat, baby. And there's water there. You're also a sea goat. But yeah, there's something here, but yeah, the sun and the moon being together. And we were just in Pisces season, and like Pisces, the symbol of Pisces is like the two fish continuously flowing to each other. And that's really like the light and the shadow, our subconscious and our consciousness. And it's like how both are necessary. And yeah, when we're not tapped into the subconscious, it kind of controls us, right? So it's like, you can be very sensitive to everything around you because your subconscious is like primed. It's like your wounded inner child is like waiting for like confirmation of like, whatever. Oh, I'm a piece of shit. And someone says something, see, like, you know, and it's like, but it's not even what the people are saying. It's like, so basically it's like, when we're not aware of our subconscious, we're reacting in the present moment based on the past, right? And that can cause a lot of problems with others, right? It's like when and it's not just pointed at you, it's like everyone has a shadow, everyone has a subconscious, everyone has a past, but it's like, especially for you, I think you've been very locked into the past as a form of punishment. And I think now some of you are really waking up and being like, and then it comes back, right? The old, but I think now you're like aware. You're aware. You're like, okay, this same shit, but I got this. And it's passing quicker, right? So it's like all these, like, if everything is like a loop, like being triggered to then healing, it's like in the past, maybe it would have been on like, you know, Pluto's orbit. It would have lasted forever being triggered. Now, maybe you're like, on like the earth spinning on itself. It's like, you're still going through that cycle, but it's like shorter because you're like aware now. So it's almost like, I think I've said this in a reading for you in the past. It's like almost just, you need to like let these things run out of gas now. It's like you're aware now of a lot of things. And yeah, anytime you felt, maybe some of you are now, when you're feeling triggered about something, maybe you're just being more compassionate to yourself, sharing with people who love you. It's like, instead of just like being the devil and like torturing yourself and punishing yourself, I think you're treating your shadow in a different way, right? And that's really good, because ultimately the Queen of Wands, I can't even talk. I was sick for like a week and I just moved. I don't know what the fuck's going on, the eclipse. I'm like, you're like, great, now you're doing tarot readings. Amazing. So this being reversed, I feel like for some of you, it's almost like, don't even like worry so much about like leaping towards things, taking action. Because I think maybe some of you, it's like, because you're more aware of your shadow and like how your past is like only there to teach you, to be your guide. I feel like probably because basically as we heal our inner world, that's just like manifestation. I think things are just finding you kind of, and you're like, oh, like I think usually in the past is your cardinal sign. So am I. I'm a fucking Cancer. I get it. So this message is also for me. But it's like, I think you've always woken up and been like, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to fix my life and do this? And it's like, blah, blah, blah. But I think because you've kind of backpedaled and giving yourself more love, sharing with others, it's like you're almost like removing the dense energy. And I think for a lot of you, things have just presented themselves to you that you're like, oh, the solution to my problem just kind of revealed itself. And I really had nothing to do with it, even though you had everything to do with it, right? It's like, I think this will resonate differently with people in varying ways. But that, yeah, I'll kind of repeat that it's like, I think in the past you've been like, only I hold the answers. Meanwhile, you don't know shit, neither do I. And it's like, I think, yeah, you've maybe surrendered a little bit to things, maybe not going your way, or the worrying, the taking action, nothing's changing. And you're kind of like, okay, but then all of a sudden it's like, whoop, here's this like dream, idea, opportunity, lover, whatever. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, and it's just, and you're being rewarded by this just for being yourself, right? It's like something, you know. So this is why I feel like it's almost like being reversed. This is just intuitively what's coming to me, that it's almost like, just fucking almost sit back and kick back and observe what's happening to you. And also too, it's like, she has her sunflower. It's like represents the sun. It's also like facing the sun. I think it's like you're entering a period that you're about to shine, because I think you're more open to it and you deserve it. And also like this black cat is like your fears. It's like, yeah, whatever. Look, like this is like almost like the devil to me. I almost feel like the devil, because you are ruled by the devil card in tarot. And you know, the devil's just like a little black cat. And I think it's like finally you're kind of maybe at least open to, or at least sometimes seeing it as such. You can like sit and be like, oh my God, yeah. All these things that like held me back so much, I see it now separate from me, at least sometimes, and how like nothing it is. It's like nothing. But then it comes back, but then it goes away. And then you're like, yeah, there it is again. It's just kind of nothing. And this is fire energy. Well, this card too, the 8 would be Pisces. Yeah, this is Pisces energy. So it's interesting because we just left Pisces season. So it is kind of cool. that it's like, yeah, this is you leaving Pisces season. That was a kind of a liminal space energy season. And now this is fire energy, which is Aries. We're in Aries season right now. And I'll be damned. The next card, 5 of Swords reverse. Swords is, well, yeah, this is Gemini energy. No, actually, no, sorry. This is more specifically Aquarius energy, but it's an air element. So this could also be Libra or Aquarius or Gemini. But it's like, I feel like this is almost like how I feel about the energy today. It's like that, it's like maybe, and maybe you feel this too, that it's like you're looking at the past now and it's like bordering on irrelevant. Do you know what I mean? Because again, I feel like life is like not, it's not like chapter 1, it's like volume 1. And I feel like volume 1 is like, we're done. And now it's like volume 2. So it's almost, do you know what I mean? And I sense that this is just where you're heading with yourself. That the past will also be there to inform you, whatever, but it's also going to be like, it literally doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter, you know, where I came from, who my family is, my socioeconomic status back then, who I used to date, how I used to make money, how broke I was, how rich, whatever. It's almost like, it doesn't matter. Like this just feels like patterns repeated, and like this was just you over and over again being like, and now it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter, right? So, and this is interesting, yeah, that it's heading into an air element, which our next season, well, okay, no, I lie. Next is Taurus. So it's not as like, but whatever. We're heading to an air season next. But yeah, I feel good about, I feel like all the readings I've done so far, it's just kind of like, yeah, it's like calm and almost just to be like, okay, we're now in like eclipse, the shadow, right? After the eclipses. And it's just almost like a matter of just being like, just let things get back to equilibrium, because this is like volume 2. And then it's like, you get to like almost write a entirely new narrative. And I think when it's just being written for you, I think some of you have had things that have been presented that you're like, whoa, and you're already going. You're like, okay. And all of a sudden these worries I had are like, not even that worrisome anymore. And I'm like, what the fuck? But it's like, so now you're seeing like the old worries are like not as relevant anymore. Because like I used to worry about money, but now I'm getting more money. I used to be worried about love, and I'm feeling like genuine love. And now, but I'm still worried, but the reality is showing me something different. So you must just have to like keep on the path, Capricorn. I feel happy and excited for you and for me, but this is your reading, not mine. But I hope this resonated with some of you. And I think too, it's like any action, this being reversed too, it's almost like any action that you're meant to take is only going to come the more you kind of focus on yourself and your inner world and giving yourself compassion, sharing with others when you're feeling low, because when you kind of connect more with yourself, that's when you're going to hear your intuition and you're going to know how to take action from a true knowing place, rather than like, I'm worried, oh my God, I'm broke, I'm a piece of shit, no one loves me, I don't have a love life, I don't, like, you know, you can take action based on like, I'm a fucking boss. And I know it. I love you, Capricorn. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave me a comment, and until next time, see you next week. Much love to you all.